This is Brooklyn Franklin and Carly Smock with Linton-Stockton Student Press, and we're here with Lonnie Bedwell. It's really nice that you were able to come and talk with us because you're just such an inspiring person. It's so nice that you're able to come and talk with us and let us ask you some questions.
Well, thank you. It's my privilege. Yeah, both you young ladies. So it's awesome.
One of the questions here, it's on your website, which we have pulled up in the back, but it says, "Who is Lonnie Bedwell?" And what do you think is one of the things you want people to take away after you've talked to them? What do you think is one of the things that you'd like for them to take away from your talking?
Well, it depends on who I'm talking to, but like with you guys here at the school, the power of the possible and the belief in yourself. You got to believe in yourself and your own worth and value, because you truly are. Each individual truly is, and the power of, like I said, what can be done if you just put your mind to it and do it.
Yeah, that's one of those things. In junior high, it's kind of like believing in yourself. That's really nice that you're able to come and talk to us today. What really do you think inspired you to start talking to people, to inspire them?
Well, I was just simply asked to do it. I didn't have the desire or goal to do it to begin with, and it just sort of happened, and here I am. So now I just kind of enjoy doing it and going out there and trying to share a message, which I'm not talking very well right now. My mouth is so dry, so forgive me. But yeah, let's. Yeah.
Okay, have you always wanted to do things you have done before the accident?
I had no desire. It just, all this adaptive stuff that I've gotten into a sport, I didn't get into until 2011, which, was 15 years after losing my eyesight. All I was really concerned with was getting out here and doing something and doing the things that I used to do. From the hunting and fishing and mowing and just, kind of piddling and playing sports, that we play locally here.
Very interesting. What kept you going after the accident and helped you move on when a lot of other people would give up?
My children and my family and my whole community. I knew myself, if I let myself fall, there was going to be a lot of people around me that would fall also, and I couldn't let that happen, and nor would they let that happen. So it's kind of a joint effort.
So in many different articles and stuff that people have written about you, it always says that you're really positive, that you always have a positive attitude towards what's going to happen, what could happen, stuff like that. Do you ever think there was a time in any situation where it was hard to stay positive?
Oh yeah, I'm human. For sure. Yeah, like I said, there's times when you get a little bit down and you have to kind of refocus and tell yourself, hey, come on, pull your bootstraps up, And how I do that a lot of times when I'll sit there and hit that moment of frustration, I'll go, oh, if I could just see, I'll instantly stop myself and think, okay, Lonnie, when you could see, you couldn't do this and that and this and that, so you're no different now, so come on, go on. And it truly helps me.
I could see being able to how there's advantages and disadvantages and stuff, but you talked a lot with us about believing in ourselves, and you said that it's sometimes hard to stay positive. What do you think you would probably say to someone who was having a hard time staying positive through a tough time?
I like to describe adversity. I think that's what I try to describe to them, is adversity, and you break it down to the ADVERSITY. The first part is always the hardest, just like eating an elephant. That first bite seems overwhelming. So you acknowledge and accept the differences and difficulties. It's there. It is what it is. You might not be able to change it. But once you can acknowledge and accept it, then it gives you the power to do the VER, visualize every route you can take, everything that you can possibly do. And the beauty of a crossroads is it gives you choices. And then you do the S. You get up off your knees, you stand up, and you step to where? The ITY. Into you, into what you can do, the things you can change, the people you can influence, the differences you can make, and you do it. Yeah.
That was like a really just deep question, a deep answer right there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do you think not being able to see gives you some advantages?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there are plenty of advantages to not being able to see, as much as there are, disadvantages. But the advantages, is you can't prejudge. That's one of the biggest. Is you can't prejudge based on what something looks like or what you kind of think it looks like. So you have to get to know people. For example, when it comes to a person, you have to get to talking to them and find out what they're really made of, what they're all about, instead of assuming what you think they're about.
Very true. Okay, do you ever have people doubt you and what you do because of the fact that you're blind?
Yeah, all the time. As a matter of fact, it's funny that because of all the things I do, people doubt that I am blind. And that cracks me up. People that have known me for years sometimes come up to me and say, Lonnie, you can see a little bit, can't you? I say, only in my mind. Only in my mind. Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of just well planned. Well, not really, but your answer is on your website. One of the quotes was, "Explore your vision through the rivers of your life." What what exactly do you mean by that?
The rivers, they describe life. They're so much like life, and they're seldom calm, not straight, and you can't see what's coming around the next bend. And then all of a sudden, the river can get faster and faster and more turbulent, and there's obstacles everywhere that you got to avoid. And it's just total chaos, and it's, once again, that adversity. And just as sure as that river rises and falls, that adversity is going to find you. Whether it's a bad day at school, an unforeseen illness or injury, or, something to that effect. So how do you handle it? You can't quit. You can't give up. If that river rises, it might sweep you away. And if it falls, you might be stranded and life is just passing you by. So you got to just continue on. And that's how I think about that. Through the river as it flows, your life is going to flow. It's going to ebb and flow just like that river. So you just try to stay balanced as much as you can and just keep going, keep paddling, keep taking a stroke, and move on.
I've never heard someone compare life to a river. That's really detailed and really, yeah. But you've been noticed and been recognized by multiple organizations like National Geographic, the Today News. What do you think your initial reaction was when they wanted to hear about your story?
When the Today show, it's kind of really, that's kind of awesome,
Yeah.
But the thing about it, I'm just Lonnie. I'm nothing special. There's nothing special about me, and it's just I've got opportunities in life that some people haven't had, and I've just been privileged and blessed enough to get those opportunities and the people around me to do it. And so it's cool. It's neat to have this, but yet, I'm just me. Yeah.
Did you ever think this level of recognition was ever going to happen?
No. You visualize things in your life, and it's just amazing to me how much you want to reach out there to get them, but yet something that you don't see coming just happens, and it happens over and over and over again, and this has been a blessing in my life, in so many ways. I tell people all the time, and I truly believe it, I live in a world that illustrates the best part of humanity, the best part of people. People are constantly reaching out to help me, constantly reaching out to give me a hand, to guide me, to take me. And it's, such a good thing. And I'm so fortunate to be a part of it.
Has there ever been a moment when you have shocked yourself at what you could do?
Oh, it's not a shock of what I can do. It's a shock of what we can do. And, the first time we did the Grand Canyon and the Zambezi and being in places, just simply from the first time of fishing or hunting, it's just like, this is life. This can be done. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
Whoops. And as she was asking, the whole shock, what you could do, what we can do, as you said, do you think that inspired other people to get out and do some of the things, some of the amazing things that you have done?
Well, I have to be honest and say I know it has, and that's a humbling thing, and it's they realize they can too. I don't know that I'm the one making a difference as much as it's just a privilege I'm just blessed to be in the right spot at the right time and to see it happen. So.
I really do think that that whole thing is just a big part. You're such an inspiring person. But I'm kind of wishing a lot for this one because I've heard that you're a really joking type of guy.
Yeah.
What do you think, one of the funniest moments, kayaking, climbing, just talking to people, what do you think one of the funniest moments is or was?
Man, there's just been so many of them. It's just, that's hard to say. Well, I simply think of a good friend of mine who lives around here. One time he was leading me through the woods. And he was in front of me, and there was a dead log leaning at an angle about like this. It was about 4 or 5 inches around. And he naturally just ducked his head. Well, the log hit me right between the eyes, flipped my glasses off, but it was so dead that it broke off and it went forward and hit him right over the back of the head. And he yelled, he said, "What'd you hit me for?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And so he had to describe the situation. I said, "Because you deserved it, man." But it's just so many humor. You got to find humor in life because it makes it so much better. It makes it so much more enjoyable to live when you can laugh at your blunders, laugh at the things that happen to you, and just go on. Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen that you served in the Navy. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with that?
Yeah, I was 9 years active, and I was in a nuclear power program, machinist mate, and like I said, in submarines. And I spent 2 years in training, and then an additional 2 years as an instructor. And then 5 years I was attached to the USS Oklahoma City. SSN 723 is a fast attack submarine with vertical launch capabilities, meaning we could launch ballistic missiles. And we spent time during Desert Shield and Desert Storm tracking other submarines from other countries and performing other missions during that time frame. And it was pretty cool.
Wow, that's just amazing because you're just an amazing person, and I'm so glad that we got to speak with you.
Well, thank you, guys.
What inspired you to write your book and become an author?
I met a gentleman, as a matter of fact, while I was out in California in Hollywood at an event. And we just simply got talking. And he told me, he said, "You've got to put this in print." And he quite honestly helped fund it and put it together. Richard Sapala was the gentleman's name. And I told him, I said, "I don't know that I could do this." And once again, he believed in me. So he said, I'm going to hook you up with someone. He said, you just talk the book through. We'll kind of help pull it together, and we did. And that cracks my dad up more than anything I've done. He said, you do all this crap, but he said, you wrote a book. He just kind of cracks him up. He said, you wrote a book, and to think that it became an Amazon bestseller, is kind of humbling. So I had to go back out to Hollywood again, and on the red carpet, a big suit and tie event, and a champagne and big fine dinner, and I received an award for being a best-selling author. It cracks me up too. So yeah, it's awesome.
Wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
You said that, I have read, and you also mentioned that you raised your 3 daughters, and after you had lost your sight and everything. What do you think some of the difficulties with that was? Maybe driving or whatever. I don't like.
Oh, the difficulties were the independence of being able to throw them in a vehicle and take them wherever they want to go. But other than that, raising a child blind is, I don't think, quite honestly, is so much different than raising a child anyway. You have to figure your way through it, and there's no real true book on how to do this or how to do that or what's going to work with this kid might not work with that kid. And so all parents, they struggle with trying to raise and do that dynamic. And so I think it's just the independence of, and being able to do some of it, and trying to figure out how to play softball, for example, to where I couldn't, it just didn't come naturally, but we figured our way through it, and at times I think it made it better.
How did you feel when you were National Geographic 2015 Adventure of the Year and everything? That sounds so cool. How do you think you felt about that? Just
it was once again a two-way street. It was really, because I remember reading National Geographics when I was a kid, and the Adventure of the Year didn't come up until a few years ago. And I'm sitting there thinking of all the incredible people in the world, all the incredible things they have done. And what I did was I just paddled. I just had fun. I'm just me, this is okay. It's very humbling, because it's like I said, I don't feel like I was anything special, but yet it was, it's cool. It's awesome to be recognized, yeah.
And one of the things that you had mentioned was, you said for the letters representing the adversity, you also had one that was up on the screen for team. It was trusting everyone, absolute must. How do you think that really affects your life? Not just kayaking and doing all of that crazy. How do you think that really affects your life just normally?
It's a must. Everything I do, for the most part, I have to have someone give me a hand, but I think that's for all of us to truly achieve things other than just simple stuff, to truly achieve those things that are outside the box. You've got to give yourself to it. You've got to not only trust yourself, but you have to trust the others around you. And I really learned that in the service, trusting, our lives depended on it then. And in all honesty, I think to have a fulfilling life, our lives depend on it now. Everyone. You inherently trust. You got to be wary, sure. But yet, for the most part, you have to trust life, yourself, and others.
Well, that's
Okay. How many rivers have you actually kayaked down?
I don't know. I've lost count. It's several. It's been several now, but I've got a lot more. There's more rivers to kayak in this world than I'll ever get to, but it'll be fun trying to get to them all.
Yeah. Okay, in your presentation, you said you've been to Africa?
Mhm.
How many different countries actually have you been kayaking, climbing, or skiing?
Well, let's see. Kayaking, I guess, as far as countries go, if you consider countries within Africa, it'd just be the one. I've been to Africa, I've been to Canada, and I've been to the United States. With looking at going to South America, hopefully someday New Zealand and China and Europe, and hopefully the same thing with the climbing. I've only climbed in Africa and here in the United States. And, there's plans to try to go down to South America and other places. So we'll see, I'm still a young guy. I got plenty of time left,
Okay. Did you kayak actually during the night? Because it took you 16 days to kayak down the Grand Canyon.
No, we didn't. We'd kayak during the day and we'd rest, We could have kayaked a lot quicker if we'd just done it. We'd paddle for a little while and then rest, and then we'd take side canyon hikes, hike up, for example, to the Pueblo granaries, where the Indians had their granaries years and years ago. And we hiked up there into some waterfalls, Havasu Falls, and different places, and then we just chill out and rest and just enjoy the time and kind of recoup.
Okay. Did someone have to read your pre-read of your book so you could make sure it was right and worded correctly?
No, kind of how that happened. It's kind of funny because I dictated the book, a gentleman put it into print, and then he would email me, as he put it to print, he would email me chapters of the book, and I would edit them on my computer at home because of my software. My computer talks to me. So I would edit them, and we'd go back and forth and back and forth. And there was times, actually, he kind of did things, and I was like, no, that's not me. And I'd change them. And then I'd also edit it for accuracy. So, yeah.
Okay, what actually do you hope you can accomplish next?
To make a difference in somebody's life. I don't, make a positive impact and be a positive influence to somebody. That's my daily goal. Whatever comes after that is icing on the cake.
Okay, once again, we would like to thank Lonnie Bedwell for speaking with Linton-Stockton Student Press, and this is Carly Smock and Brooklyn Franklin.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Brooke. Thanks, Carly. Thank you both. It's been a pleasure. And thanks, Linton.
I am Evan Smock with Linton-Stockton Student Press, and I'm here with Lonnie Bedwell.
Hello, Evan. Nice to meet you. Yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself, because I've never met you before.
I was born with a disability, I guess if you want to call it that, to where I couldn't walk. It's called MD, muscular dystrophy Duchenne's.
Right.
And over time, it makes my body weaker.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Right. And at this point now, you can still move with the waist and the arms
Yep.
well and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. So, and how old are you now?
12.
Okay, cool. So what do you do? I mean, you go to school, or what do you like doing?
Mostly like playing video games and some outdoor activities.
Yeah.
I find them fun too.
Yeah. Did you ever get out? Does your family hunt or fish?
Fishing, but we never have really went hunting before.
Yeah. Yeah. You think you'd like to go?
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
You're going to go. If you'll go with me, we'll go. Yeah, we got this.
I'd be honored.
Yeah, we got this cool organization over there that we created here a year ago called Heroes New Hope Foundation over in Sullivan County. And, it's primarily goal was, to kind of interact some of these veterans who got hurt in combat, but also part of our mission is to work with children and bring them along. And there's a couple of guys that I've got coming out to go turkey hunting with me next year. They're not paralyzed, but they're missing their legs. Both of them are missing their legs well above their knees. And, come out there and it's so doable, man. And we'll have to get you over there and get you out.
Did people treat you differently after you became disabled?
Yeah, they did, and they started to. And, I think what's so funny about it now is a lot of people tell me they forget that I'm blind. And I think a lot of that stems from the fact that I don't want them treating me like I'm blind. I think about you sitting in your chair, and I've got some good friends that I know that are paralyzed and incomplete quadriplegics or even total. And, we talk normal. And I'll tell them, hey man, you want to run down to the store? And naturally, some people be like, what are you talking about? But they'll ask me, hey, did you see that on TV the other day? And that's normal language. You get this.
Yeah.
That's what you want. When they talk around it, did you listen to that on TV? That means they're identifying that they know I'm blind and they're making a difference. You don't want me to ask you, did you roll down to the store the other day? You want me to ask you, hey, you want to run down to the store? Am I not true?
Yeah.
And that's the... Do what?
Just keep going.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing is, we're not that different. I mean, they can see things, but what makes us is what we got in here and up here, but mainly in here. It's really in here. And,
That's true.
Yeah. And I'm preaching to the choir with you, ain't I, man? You get it,
Yeah.
And the cool thing is I'm not that far away. And I truly hope that and invite you to do things because we can make people realize we're not that different.
No.
Just, come up, shake my hand. How you doing, dude? That's what you want everyone to do, isn't it? That's what you want everyone to do. And that's what we got to teach them to do. Because we can. And you can. And, it's just, I meet you just like I meet Brooke and Carly. And it's a privilege. It's a privilege to meet you because you're you. Because you're you. Nothing else. And, you got the power to make a difference, to change people.
Yeah.
And you should, because you can.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah. But it's the truth. That's the thing about it, man. I always encourage you to just be you. No matter what. Be you. Because you're the only one that can. That goes for all of us. Yeah. No one else can be you but you. I mean, it's impossible. So, and you just make life enjoyable. I know you struggle.
We all do.
We all do. And that's the beauty. I love how you said that. We all do. They just got to realize that. Something, and I like to tell people, and you'll get this. You'll get this. I'm kind of curious what you think. Do you think your parents try to hold you back?
No.
That's
not at
awesome.
all.
That's awesome. because there's so many out there that do. You know, and I tell people all the time, and you get this, we're quote unquote dropped in behind this prison, these walls that are entrap us. And as we're sitting there, if someone comes along and opens a door, shouldn't we go at it?
Yeah.
So I tell people that are caregivers, if it's your child, your father, your brother, your sister, and someone was going to take them and put them in this prison and shut and lock the door, wouldn't you fight like heck to not allow it to happen?
Yeah. I
And
would.
And that's the answer they give is yes. So that's the thing I tell them. As a caregiver, what right do you have to shut and lock that door?
Yeah.
If you don't want no one else to do it, why are you doing it? Give me the opportunity. Give us the opportunity to live life. Whatever that is, wherever it goes, wherever it leads us, give us the chance to live life. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever thought about snow skiing?
No, not really. Never.
I've got these guys, like I said, they're paralyzed, just like you. And this one dude, paralyzed from the neck down, and one is missing. And we put them in these bucket skis. They're called a mono ski or a bi-ski. And to begin with, they hold them with tethers. They got other people skiing around. And literally, they use their body motion, the weight of their heads, or just simply sometimes leaning their head.
That's
And they
amazing.
ski.
That's awesome.
You're dang right, it's awesome. And I mean, and kayak. They're out there paddling. We had a lady just limited arm, very, very limited arm motion. And we had her out paddling in her own kayak down the Wabash River. Running whitewater, maybe not, but had them paddling. And riding horses and hunting. And it's just life. And, I hope people will, look at it as long as it's here and live it. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. You're freaking awesome.
Yep.
You are. And yeah, people need to realize it, and you need to teach them. That's the thing. It's kind of our responsibility to teach them what can be done, what we can do, what we're capable of. So you gotta kind of take a little bit of that challenge on board, and when they put a obstacle in your path that you can overcome, you just you put it there. I'm going to go around.
Yeah.
You go to keep me in this little box. Keep me in the box. I'm just going to expand it. I'm going to make the box bigger. You have that power. You truly do.
Yeah. That's cool to think about, really.
It is. But it's true. That's the beauty of it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
It's been an honor speaking with you.
Oh, it's my privilege. It's my honor.
Mine too.
Yeah, thank you. Once again.